If you have a question, use the raise hand option. Anirudh.
Thanks, Souvik. Carlos, very good afternoon to you. Welcome back to ISL and India. Just wanted your thoughts on why you chose to come back as a.
Hi, good morning, Anirudh. Thank you so much for your welcome. Well, as I said 2 days ago, it was an easy decision for me. I had some offers in Spain. I had the chance to continue growing in my club in Albacete, but I felt that it was a great chance. It was a great moment for me to come back to a club that I know perfectly, that is building great things, that want to build a great project. And for that, I took that decision.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Carlos.
You're welcome.
Niladri.
Yeah. Hola, Carlos. I had a small question about the youth development. You've done a tremendous work.
Niladri, you have some disturbance in the back.
Okay. Can I type the question? Am I audible now?
Yeah, you can try one more time.
Yeah. Hello, Carlos. I had a question about youth development. Since you have done immense work in Albacete with your youth side, what is your target with the Foundation League going on and with Goa having some really good youngsters? What is your aspirations with the young players that you have in Goa?
Hello. Good morning. What is my target with the young players in the club? No, with the FC Goa Foundation, I think. No, I think is that question.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, my work is very clear in these terms. I love the values, the point of view that FC Goa has with these young players. I know in which club I have signed, and I want to contribute to make them help, to make them grow. The head coach of the first team in FC Goa must have his eyes always in the dev team, always in the dev players, because it's part of the project of FC Goa. And I will be working on this way. I liked a lot when I was a player the quality of the young players that FC Goa had. I love the way they were working. They have amazing workers, amazing coaches, amazing people working in developing the young players, and I will help them to make them grow.
Thank you, Carlos, and all the best of the season.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks. Satvik.
Hello, Carlos. Welcome back to India. I hope I'm audible. So I just wanted to ask you that you know the situation in which FC Goa was last season. So do you think this is the perfect time for you to make the comeback?
Hello, good morning, Sari. Yeah, for me, in my opinion, this is the perfect time because I'm fully prepared right now. I have all my energy to come back to put my knowledge in helping FC Goa to grow. And well, independing on what happened the last season, no. I watched many games of FC Goa, well, almost all of them the last season. They had many problems. They had to fight against the left of Juan Fernando in the middle of the season. Derek tried to do his best after that, but it's very difficult to fight against this. So for me, depending on the last season, is the perfect moment to come back and to help the team to keep on growing.
Carlos, just I had a follow-up to what you said right now. You said that you have followed the team playing last season. So which are the places you think the team needs to repair?
To repair? No, I don't think we had to repair anything. There are many quality players in the team. We could see great performances of some players the last season. Of course, some of them didn't perform as they are used to do, but I don't think we need to do a big reparation, as you say. No, we are going to build a strong team. We are going to try to recover the confidence and the best performance for the players that will remain into the club. And with that, we are going to try to do our best in the next season.
Thank you, Carlos. All the best.
You're welcome.
Shandan.
Carlos, great to have you back. So I wanted to ask you that you've played in Barcelona for a major chunk of your career. You have played under some of the greatest coaches in that setup. So will you be trying to execute a similar kind of football with FC Goa going forward?
Well, I try my team will play the football I like. My team will play the football like FC Goa fans like. We will try to play an attacking football, of course. I know how FC Goa fans like their team plays, and it's the way I feel football. I have enjoyed in my career playing as a fullback, trying to attack almost all the time. As a coach, in my previous experience, I have been trying to do the same with my teams. I like my teams are proactive. I like my teams go for the games. I don't like teams that wait that things happen. So we will try to do that. Of course, our team should be a balanced team in attack and in defense. And in that way, we will try to win the games.
Thank you, Carlos, and all the very best.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Shantan. I see Mr. Pulin Shah's hand raised, but Mr. Shah, your audio is not connected. If you would prefer sending the question on text and messages, I can read it out. Till then, I'll go to Shogata Ganguly.
Hello, Coach.
Hello.
Coach, how important do you think it is to have people with the right mindset in your team? Picking them not just because they are good player, but because they have the quality as a person as well. And what are your expectations for this season?
Interesting question. Thank you so much for that. I think mine is almost the most important in a player. Okay, I think it makes a difference. You can have amazing players. You can have the best quality players, but if they are not good, if they are not in their minds, they are not motivated, they are not trying to help the team, they are not able to work for the team, they are useless players. So for me, this is very important. From the first day, the team will be the most important. I want players that try to do their best for the team. Me as a player, I have been always a player that try to do my best for the team, independent of my individual performance. And for me, this is the most important. We will work a lot and we will have fun a lot.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Mr. Shah, do you have a question? I see a hand raised. I don't see any questions coming from there. Anybody else has a question can use the raise hand option. Lisbon Rodriguez.
Yeah, hi, coach. Good morning. Uh, my question is, what are the goals for this season? What exactly do you intend to build with the team? Since FC Goa has not won since the inception, have stumbled at the final blocks. Do you think you can make it count this time?
I couldn't hear you properly. Can you repeat, please?
I'll type the question, coach, if you don't mind.
Yeah, repeat the question, please. This one.
Yeah, what I was saying is, FC Goa has always stumbled at the last minute of the tournament, failing to win. What are your goals this season coming to FC Goa now back as a coach? Do you intend to win the ISL for the fans this time?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, as you said, FC Goa has arrived to final games sometimes, and we were not lucky to finally win the trophy or get the finals, reach the finals because of last minutes, because of some details. But this is football, and you can try to manage everything, but one detail finish or your work, no? So yes, we will work on it, but not only for the last minutes, also for any minute. We'll try to build a strong team, to build a team that works from the minute 1 to the last minute of the game, that never give up, and that try that their fans are proud of the team.
Thank you, coach.
Anush.
Good afternoon, coach. So when you played last time in the ISL, 5 foreigners were allowed in the playing 11. So now a foreigner has been reduced and only 4 foreigners are allowed. So do you think you can cope with it easily, because the league you have experienced has got 5 foreigners in the starting 11. Most of the teams played 5 foreigners. So do you think taking off that extra foreigner will create a challenge for you, because you haven't experienced that in Indian football?
Yeah, I need to cope with it. I don't have any other option. Yeah, it has been a great difference last season, playing with 4 foreigners instead of 5 when I was playing there. But I think this is good for Indian players. No, they have to take responsibility to be in this free spot that they have now. They have more chances to play. We will have more Indian players into the pitch, and it's time for them to show their capacity, to show their potential. And I think maybe I heard many opinions about that it decreased a little bit the level of the league, but I agree with the coach of the national team that it's good for the future. And if India want to improve, want to grow as in his football in the future, it's necessary to do these chances. So we will work on it. And as I said, it's time to get responsibility and to play with football, independent of if we would play with 4 foreigners, if we play with 2 foreigners. We will build a team with enough quality to play independently who is playing in the starting 11.
Coach, one more follow-up. FC Goa last season, not just FC Goa, all the ISL teams tend to depend on Indian players on the defense since the foreigners has been reduced. So what take on the Indian defenders on FC Goa, Anwar Ali, Ban, and the players?
I can hear you the last part.
What is your opinion about the improvement in defenders? We didn't use in the previous seasons much.
Well,
what is your opinion regarding the Indian defenders?
Yeah. Well, I think that defending is not only about the defenders of the team. This is the main part, because when we think about defending, that the team concede goals, we only think in defenders. And I play as a defender many years, and this is not only a thing about the defenders. So first of all, we will defend as a team, collectively. Okay, when we talk about defending, I don't like to talk only about defenders. And with this question, I think we have great defenders in our squad. We will see how we build the team, how we use the foreign players, and let's see, because as I said before, the balance in the team is very important. But I think, and I'm sure that we have enough quality defenders in the team.
Thank you, coach. All the best for the season.
Satvik?
Carlos, just one more question for you. Do you think that the ISL should have a longer season with more teams in it?
I think it would be good, of course. As many games teams play, more experience do you get, and more players and better teams will you have, no? I think it's a thing that I thought also when I was a player there. There are few games, only playing 22 games or 20 or 23 games of ISL is not enough. I think the federation or whoever has to think on that. I think they need to think about this, because if you want to increase the level, if you want to balance the level of an Indian league to the other countries, you need to have a longer league, more games, because this is more experience for the players. As more training sessions you do, you become better. As more games you play, you become better. So it should be a topic that they have to discuss, I think.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Shantan?
Yes, Carlos, I wanted to ask you about your footballing philosophy, that as you have come in as a head coach now, do you want to implement your style of play first, or do you want to implement a winning mentality at this point? What is your priority?
Sorry, I can hear you. The last part of the question, I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, I want to ask you about your footballing philosophy. You know, as you have come in as a head coach now, do you want to implement your style of play first, or do you want to implement a winning mentality? Which one will be your priority?
I think you can separate both of them, no? First of all, we need to create a strong group. First of all, we need to create a strong group of players that fight together, then create this cohesion to create a strong group. And you can separate. You need to work on both things from the beginning. From the first training session, we will work on our idea, on our philosophy, and we will work on improving their mentality, their competitiveness. Now, so I think you can separate both aspects.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome.
Carlos, we have received a question on mail, and I'll read it out to you. Firstly, welcome back, coach. What is the foremost issue that is on your mind to return this team to glory itself, and how have you planned to resolve that issue? Do you plan for any exposure tips in the near future? I think we'll keep the last part of it out, and it will be for the management. In terms of your foremost issue you feel is with the team, and how do you plan to resolve it?
No, repeat, sorry, I couldn't understand you.
So the question is, what do you feel is the biggest issue with the team right now that it finished 9th on the table, and how do you plan to resolve that?
Okay. Well, I think when you are outside from a team, it's very difficult and it's not good to talk about it. Okay. Only Juan Ferrando, only Derek Pereira and their staff know the problems they had the last year, the last season. Okay, I have watched. I have watched the game they played, but I don't like to talk about the performance of the team the last season because I was not inside. So for me, I don't have many things that could happen inside, and I don't like. Of course, it's not usually that FC Goa finish in the 9th position of the table because FC Goa is used to fight always for the playoffs, and we will try to recover that. The players need to know that they are in a team with a winning mentality and they have the obligation to fight for the top 4. So I will work on that way, not thinking in the past.
From Mr. Pulin Shah also. He believes fluent in fluent. Can you hear me?
Now, okay.
Yeah. So Mr. Pulin Shah believes that Goa has lost its fluent way of playing as it in the early days. Do you feel the same? And how do you plan to bring that back?
Well, as I said before, I think it's his opinion. I watched all the FC Goa games last season, and sometimes, some moments, they play very good. They didn't have consistency, of course, and because of that, they finished in the 9th position. So, yeah, I don't want to talk more about the past. We will try to build a strong team. We will try to play in our own style. We know how FC Goa fans like their teams play, and I know how I want my teams play. No, as I say before, we will try to be proactive. We will try to progress with the ball. We will try to build up. We will try to attack all the game, and we will try to be entertainer. Sorry, for the fans. So that is the way we will face the games.
Thanks, Coach. One more question has come in. This is from Dipankar Lahiri from The Bridge. Given your recent experience with Albacete youth team and the fact that this team is a much changed team from what we have seen, there are a lot more youth in the team. How much focus do you feel that you'll be putting on the progression of these youth players, young players, and bringing through the youth players from the development side?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I come from the formative football, no? I come from working with players of 18, 19 years old, and it's going to be a similar situation with many players we will have in the squad. So in that way, or mine, not only me, also my staff, will be in trying to develop these players, okay, in being on them during the training sessions, giving them opportunities, chances during the games, and trying to improve this. No, this is one thing I have. We have a little advantage because I know the context in India, the context of the players in India is different from Europe. If you don't come here with a formative mind, maybe sometimes as a coach you can be frustrated, no? And I think we will. Well, I'm sure we will work on it to try to develop them.
Thank you. Anybody else has a question? I will have time for last two questions, or else we'll bring this to an end.
If you have a question, use the raise hand option. Okay. There is another question that has been sent on text to me. Will you be bringing a change in FC Goa's gameplay? Will there be new recruits to strengthen FC Goa's chances of winning the title?
In terms of players,
Yes.
he's asking me about the new signings.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, well, I think this is not a question for me. No, I am the head coach. I'm not the manager. I'm not the sporting director. Of course, I'm working with them to build the strongest teams. Of course, my opinion comes on, but this is a teamwork. Okay. I think maybe this question is for Ravi or for the president. So we will work on building a strong team. Of course. Don't have doubts about this. Now it's time to watch players, to see which players are going to be again in the squad, which players we need to change, and be sure that we will build a strong team.
And the first part of the question is, would there be any change in FC Goa's style of play?
No, any changing? No. I think the philosophy of FC Goa has been the same since many years ago. No, since Zico arrived here, he tried to implement a way of attacking football. Sergio Lovera tried to do a similar way of playing. Juan Fernando had the same idea. Derek Pereira the same, because I have watched many games of the deaf team. So I think the philosophy is the same. Of course, every coach implements his details. We try to put our own stint, but the philosophy, the idea is similar for all of us. We try to attack, we try to go for the games, we try to play in an entertainer way. And I think this is part of the philosophy of FC Goa, depending on the coach they choose.
Thank you. Another question actually just came in from Mr. Pulin Shah. He asked you, do you think this is a much tougher task than playing for FC Goa?
Sorry, can you repeat?
He's asking whether coaching FC Goa is going to be a much tougher task than playing for FC Goa.
Always coaching is tougher than playing, because when you're a player, you share the responsibility. Okay, you can lose a game, you can win a game, and you share the responsibility with your teammates. And sometimes when you lose as a player, you think it's because of the coach or because of your mate. You don't think about only you. Now as a coach, I have this experience during these 2 years I have been coaching. You feel always the full responsibility of all the things that happen into the pitch and also outside the pitch. You don't only have to think in yourself, you have to think in the 23 players and your coaching staffs, So yeah, of course, I'm sure that it will be tougher. And I knew when I was retired that my job was going tougher than when I was playing. So this is part the job I have select. This is part the life I have decided to live as a coach. So, well, no problem. I know, I assume that, and I will work to fight with this.
Thank you, Carlos.
You're welcome.
I don't see any hands raised, so
everyone who has joined us for your time, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day, everyone.